So I am down at Charlie's house in Creston, California, on the Central Coast, probably about 20, 30 miles inland from the ocean. And Charlie here has these beautiful palm trees behind me. They're Mexican fan palms, Washingtonia robusta. And look at what Charlie showed me. It's a bird nest. What kind of bird would make a nest like this in a palm tree? We're gonna talk about that right now. And I'm gonna give Charlie back to her mom because she's probably like, why is this scary, hairy Gary guy holding me right now? So, would you like to go see your grandma? Here, she's right over here. There we go. All right, now we're gonna talk about some palm trees. Thanks for the beautiful intro, Charlie. That was awesome. Okay, so this is Washingtonia robusta, and look at the intricacy of this nest. Take a good look at it. These are actually fibers of the palm itself. The palm is completely fibrous, and I'll show you how that works. You can actually, well, we'll see it right here. I don't want to take this apart, but these are all individual strings right here, and you can see the little strings right here. Take them up. See? Look at that. This is a bird nest from the hooded oriole. The hooded oriole is native basically to Mexico, and there's a little bit of an occurrence of them in Belize on the southern end of Mexico, on the Atlantic coast, the Gulf of Mexico coast. And it will actually migrate up here historically and nest in all these palms in the southwestern United States and in California. But what's really interesting is that since people have been planting all these palms up here and they weren't native up here, it's extended the range of this bird north. And now it's like, well, you know, why not live up here because there's palms up here now. What they'll actually do is they will take the hairs off the end of these fronds, and then they will weave, their beaks will cut little holes into the frond itself and tie the nest physically to the frond and hang it. And not only hang it, but they'll hang it on the underside of the frond, and these things will shed all the rainfall. So it's a perfect little nest, and they enter the nest right here. You can see I'm not going to pull too hard because I don't want to ruin the nest. But that's where they go. That's where they have their babies. And now instead of migrating all the way down to Mexico, why not just stay here? So that's what they're doing now. So the whole range is extending north because of all of us people planting these palm trees. I've actually had people call me up and want to buy these palm trees specifically just to attract these orioles into their garden. You can have a palm tree to do it. You could also just chop up little oranges and post them up on like trees, and the orioles will find those and you know, eat that as foraging food. So that's another way to get them in your garden. But if you really want them in your garden, you should get a Washingtonia tree. And they do get very tall, so I have to give a disclaimer on that. They're really beautiful at gracing the sky and giving some vertical accentuation in the garden. But it will be costing you quite a bit to trim these trees. And a lot of people don't like to trim them hardly at all because of these nests that are in the tree. You have to be very careful and make sure that the nests are unoccupied when you do trim. Now I'm gonna grab the camera and show you. I'm gonna hand the nest back. You've seen enough of that to my lovely assistant. Thank you. And there's actually a nest in this tree right now, and I was just barely able to spot it. And I'm gonna get and tell you, see if you can see it as well. It is in the first tree. No, it's actually attached to a frond of the second tree. And it's very bright out here right now. And it's in between, it's right in there. If you take a good look, you'll see a little bit of a nest. And that is the nest of the hooded oriole sitting out here in the Central Coast, thinking he's living, or she or he is living in Mexico. It's a bright yellow bird. I'll put a picture of the bird in the video. How fun is that, that we've got this bird out here that is living happily in these palm trees, thinking it's down in Mexico when really it's just hanging out on the Central Coast of California, which actually used to be Mexico. And that's pretty much my whole story. Hope you're having a great day. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you later.